You have to push the door over the red rug, Mia.
I hate this rug here.
I'm gonna secure it first thing tomorrow morning.
Sure you are.
Mia, you made it in eventually. I've got a little bit of vlog footage. I've mostly been working on MMPR toys lately. Alright, well that is no good. I'll have to steam that. I don't know, it kind of seems like a sky shouldn't have wrinkles in it, right? So I'm gonna try to get those out. I'm using my steamer. This probably isn't the best fabric for a sky, but it's good enough. It's really hard to just find a blue curtain that's good for a sky for some reason. When I woke up, everything was covered in ice. It was really pretty. By the time I started filming, things were already starting to melt, but you can still see. There were icicles everywhere, and the trees were all really shiny because they were covered in ice. And as the ice started to melt, you can see the trees starting to rise because the weight's been lifted from the ice. Needs more paint. You know, it's easy to look at these and just dismiss them because they're missing paint, but a lot of us have probably bought figures from Japan that we paid $60 to $100 for or more. Some of these model kits are getting close to $200 now. Some are even more than that. Some of them do separate into the individual Zords, some of them didn't, and we're still $60+. With the $15 Hasbro Megazords, while I do wish they either could have had more paint and or some stickers, like once you do like some minor things yourself, what I'm doing here isn't difficult. Anybody could do this. I'm using the gold marker and a little bit of silver paint and just that, and green paint. Gotta have the green paint. But you know, once you do that, just take your time with it, do it carefully, and it looks really good. And I'm not trying to tell you it's the exact same quality of some of the fancier things that you could have bought from Japan, but for $15, like let's be realistic, it's not bad. By the time I was done with this, you could honestly squint and imagine you're watching the TV show. It really, really looks good for a very cheap figure. And I didn't do a ton of painting to this. I added some silver and gold and green. Gotta have the green. Oh, and black. I did do some black. But I mean, this wasn't like a major custom here. Like there are some things that you could really spend a lot of time on and that you really need a lot of skill for. I'd love to say I'm just that talented, but this was not hard. It really wasn't. And if you look closely, you can see that I scratched the green paint off of the sword because I didn't let it dry, because that is how I roll. But I really think that's fantastic, and it was $15. And it hasn't broken. I did break my Gal Ranger model kits. For the price of those, I wish a couple of the connecting pieces could have been die-cast, or at least slightly stronger plastic. But anyway, the Megazord video's up, and again, thanks James. And man, don't even get me started on what a beautiful evening in Pennsylvania it is. So if you're wondering where Mia's been lately, she's always in her room working on this model. She's been working on this for months now, every day, all day, spending crazy time on it, hopefully coming to the end now. It's really looking good. I look forward to showing this when it's done. If you look at her window, you can see the kind of time she's spending on it. Like I said, everything we do takes a ton of time, and this is something that we do plan on selling, so stay tuned. And I know Mia will thank me for adding this. This is something that somebody could create a lot faster. She's doing a really high-end version of it, and it goes over my head. I'm not a modeler, but she could explain what she's doing specifically that makes it fancier. So she's doing a really fancy version of this thing. Alright, I got the Megazord video finished, and it's up. Now I'm working on the Wild Force video. So that video is mostly finished now. I just wanted to do another B-roll shot of the Megazords. I've got the Hasbro Megazords and the model kit Megazords from Japan. I just wanted a shot where they're lined up next to each other. And I'm not doing anything so fancy here, and this is not like going to be an animation or anything. It's just a couple action figures lined up, and I need one still photo, and that's it. But, you know, again, I gotta move the room around and get everything set up again, so just that one picture probably took me 20-30 minutes to finish. And I don't really like the way these look with the background. It's too busy with the Megazords behind the Megazords. So I'm gonna put the screen back up. Getting some good rain. Okay, so I'm supposed to drive now? I guess so. All right, I am gonna put this back in. I filmed a thing and then I was like, eh. And then I was like, no, I do want to say something. It's just gonna be like a voiceover. People keep saying you should do a podcast, so here's just a voiceover of me talking about this. All right, the Wild Force video is up. That's a really cool video, worth checking out. Anytime I share stuff like this, these people come out. We've had the privilege of hearing from people like this for over a decade, somewhat daily, if not weekly. I think there's a conversation to be had about this. This isn't the only stupid comment we had on the video or on Facebook, but this specific one is interesting because the person says they actually worked on Super Megaforce. I haven't been able to verify it, but I won't doubt them. But it's just super weird that a fellow crew member would attack me like this. Having worked in the film and television industry, both Mia and I, it's generally a more collaborative kind of deal, and people don't want to burn bridges. This commenter was responding to somebody else. They didn't actually ask me what I did on the show. Had I gotten a message from someone saying, hey, I worked on this season of Power Rangers, let's talk about our time on the show, I would have responded to them. And I genuinely hope they'll share some of their cool behind the scenes photos and videos and stories with the fandom. This is not a thing I've never talked about, but you'll notice every time I share a photo or a video or I mention something, you always see a bunch of comments that had no idea I was ever even on the set in the first place. Speaking of how not engaged that audience is this something I never mentioned, or do I post video after video? Which is it? I mean, I guess it's cool that this former crew member watches all my videos. Thanks for the views, former Super Megaforce person, but in general, it's unfortunate that every time I try to share any of this cool stuff that is really not that common, we end up getting interrogated or, whatever you'd call this with this person, instead of people just saying, wow, that's really cool. Because, whenever I do see stuff that someone else shared, some other crew member, not even a ranger, like obviously you know what the ranger did, but there are other videos that are floating around from people that you don't know. And it's just, wow, this is awesome. What a great find. Thank you so much for sharing this. Do you have any more? I'd love to see more of this. This is amazing. Wow, that's how they did that. It's so great to see, blah, blah, blah. It's never, well, who are you? How did you get a job there? Why are you so important or special? Or, trying to prove that the person made up whatever they didn't say their job was. There are a couple videos on YouTube where the person states, this is not mine, I just re-uploaded it. They don't say where they got it from, and just all the comments, they're on topic, and just really thankful that somebody shared this. It would make a lot more sense to me if I was making my living going to cons saying that I was the Red Ranger or, some important job that obviously I made up. Then I could understand people trying to bust me. We've had guys go up to actors asking if they remembered me to prove that I was never there in the first place. We had people at one of our Morphicon panels, I think Daryl was screening them, who were going to try to get me to admit that I never actually was on the set in the first place. I don't know what that is. It's really weird. It's kind of messed up. But once again, for the record, it was a real job. I did get paid to be there. No, it was not a free, unpaid internship, but even if it were, so what? What's the difference? And what an incredible opportunity that is either way, especially as a Power Ranger fan. Even if I had to pay them $10 a day to make them coffee, I would have been thrilled, thankful, and grateful for that opportunity. I mean, as a Power Ranger fan, are you kidding? Like, who wouldn't jump on that? I mean, if you're there just to make coffee, then you're literally there on the set with all the Rangers all day long, and cast and crew really appreciate coffee. So I think you would have had a blast making coffee at Power Rangers. Unless you made really bad coffee. But anyway, coming back to this comment, I don't know why it gets a free pass. Like, it's incredibly gross to look down on people for whatever their job was. Like, whoever was making coffee or doing craft services or cleaning the bathroom, that's a real job. Like, why would you look down on people for that? Like, that's incredibly not cool. I don't know if this person thinks these are demeaning jobs or thinks that I think I'm above them, but sorry, that's not the case. And no, I don't look down on anybody that does jobs like that. They're jobs that need to be done, and that's just kind of gross. Like, good for you with your awesome job on Super Megaforce. That's a super mega win for you. And really, cleaning a porta potty sounds like an especially gross job that somebody has to do to make your life better. So, like, show them some respect. All right, this already got longer than I intended it to be, and we're always going to get just ignore the haters people, and I wish I could, maybe we'll do another video later trying to address that. I mean, it's not bad advice either, and believe it or not, we do ignore most of these people, and I can tell you, I've been around a lot of very successful, happy, secure people in my life, and I promise you're going to find more of them starting charities and foundations to change lives for the better than you will in the comments of Power Ranger toy videos trolling people to make themselves feel better. That's just not a thing that successful, well-adjusted people do. I know you guys know that. Of course I know that. And the thing that really makes me doubt that this person worked on Super Megaforce is generally cast and crew, regardless of what season they worked on, if they worked on it together or not. When they meet each other, they just kind of click. This is something we have in common. We worked on the show together. When I started my job on Power Rangers, they said I was now part of the Power Rangers family, and going to all the Morphicon conventions and other cons, you never see anything like this. You just see people getting along. And I'm also going to add, if I was making all this stuff up, some actor or past cast or crew member would have called me out by now. It's always pretty incredible to me how so many people try to bust us while saying there is no claim to bust at the same time. So I've never made any false claims. I can't wait until tomorrow when this stupid thing is secure. But it was time for spring. See, my flowers are coming up over there. They were totally coming up. It was springtime, and now it's snow time. Ah, it smells good in here. Look, this is double thing.
I said it's dueling Instapots.
We have double thing?
It was too much. It was too much meat.
Too much.
That's the way it is.
It's snowing.
Yeah.
Did you know it was going to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's why I got groceries yesterday.
Oh. We were going to get mail yesterday. We have mail at the UPS store.
Oh.
And then I was working on stuff, and then it got late, and I was like, it's okay, I'll go tomorrow. Alright, I'm going to end here. It's already time for the next video on that channel, so I'll try to post something else that won't make people upset this time. Wish me luck. Here I go. Thank you guys for watching. Good night.